But don't say I didn't warn you. In the sleepy town of Ravenswood, nestled in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there stood an ancient, abandoned asylum. The locals avoided the place, whispering tales of the unspeakable horrors that had occurred within its crumbling walls. The asylum's dark history began in the 1920s, when a brilliant but twisted psychiatrist, Dr. Emilia Grey, had conducted inhumane experiments on her patients. Her methods were designed to cure the mentally ill, but they only succeeded in driving them deeper into madness. As the years passed, the asylum became notorious for its brutal treatment of patients. People whispered about the screams that echoed through the halls, the unexplained disappearances, and the gruesome discoveries that were made in the asylum's basement. One stormy night, a group of friends, all in their early 20s, decided to explore the abandoned asylum. They had heard the rumors, but they didn't believe them. The group consisted of 5 friends: Matt, the thrill seeker; Emily, the skeptic; Jake, the jokester; Sarah, the believer; and Ben, the photographer. As they approached the asylum, they felt a chill run down their spines. The building loomed before them, its towering spires and turrets reaching toward the lightning-streaked sky like skeletal fingers. The group entered the asylum, laughing and joking, but their merriment was short-lived. As they made their way deeper into the building, they began to feel a creeping sense of dread. It started with small things: a door creaking open by itself, a faint whisper in the distance, a cold breeze that seemed to follow them. But it wasn't until they stumbled upon the asylum's basement that they realized they were not alone. The air was thick with the stench of rot and decay, and the walls seemed to press in on them, making it hard to breathe. As they explored the basement, they came across a series of rusty old cells. In the center of each cell, they found a single, unblinking eye staring back at them. The eyes seemed to be watching them, following their every move. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging the group into darkness. They heard the sound of footsteps, heavy and deliberate, coming from the depths of the basement. As they frantically tried to find a way out, they stumbled upon an old medical room. In the center of the room, they found a single rusted medical chair surrounded by ancient medical equipment. And then they saw it. A figure tall and imposing, with eyes that glowed like embers in the dark. Dr. Emilia Grey, the twisted psychiatrist, stood before them, her eyes fixed on them with an unspeakable hunger. The group tried to run, but their feet seemed rooted to the spot. Dr. Grey began to speak, her voice low and hypnotic, drawing them in with an otherworldly power. As the group listened, transfixed, Dr. Grey revealed the true horror of the asylum. She had been conducting experiments, not just on her patients, but on herself. She had unlocked the secrets of the human mind, and in doing so had become something more than human. The group realized, too late, that they were trapped in a living nightmare. Dr. Grey's eyes seemed to burn brighter as she began to whisper a single chilling phrase: "You will never leave." And then the darkness closed in. The next morning, the police found the group's cars parked outside the asylum, but they were never seen again. The asylum remained standing, a monolith to the horrors that had occurred within its walls. But some say that on stormy nights, you can still hear the screams of the group echoing through the empty corridors of the asylum. Others claim to have seen Dr. Grey's ghostly figure, standing in the window of the asylum's tallest tower, watching and waiting for her next victims.